Hi, I'm Darlene from Leonardo. I'm here to give you a quick recap on a webinar I recently hosted on how to drive purchase intent, website conversions, and SEO. Joined by guest speakers, Dr. Layla Rack from Rack Enterprises and Woody Hinkle from the City and Hinkle Creative Thinking, we discussed the impact storytelling can have on your bottom line and its ripple effect on things like room rates, occupancy, and ancillary revenue. We also talked about the importance of creating an emotional connection with guests through storytelling to help you stand out from the competitors and drive more revenue.
A great story is a way to make a potential guest an insider, to help them imagine their success during the stay at your property. The stories you tell should allow the guest to think about what may be to you ordinary or every day, but to the guest it's likely part of the unknown, the rarely experienced, and the reason for choosing your property. A well-told story will really impact your business by issuing an enticing invitation. And if you think about it, invitations are often not very enticing on our websites or in our blogs or on social media. And a story can bring that invitation to life to potential guests, and also reminding those who have visited previously why they should return again. And so a story allows us to see, and I put that in quotes, see ourselves enjoying, succeeding at the hotel. So what you want to do is place the story in a memorable format that entertains and maintains interest. And if you think about it, you are constantly told to make certain your website has great content. But what's often forgotten in that is that content must have context. And context is what allows the blending of words with pictures and graphics to further that connection, to assist the guest in placing themselves in your hotel. The next thing I can say to you is your stories have to be real. And I would encourage you to think about them in episodes, because that will increase your site visitation. And I'm not talking about a soap opera, but a to be continued, because you're looking for increased visitation, you're looking for increased feedback, which ultimately leads to bookings. The reality of the story should flow naturally from the individuality of your property. The worst thing you can do is look at somebody else's story and then try to put your name into it. It's got to be your story. The other thing I would urge you to do is, in the realness of it, encourage your readers, your visitors, your guests to provide input, to create their story. The best story comes from somebody who was there, who visited, who experienced.
So before we did anything else, we had to establish a clear brand position for Sunset at the Palms. And I believe this is relevant because the brand was, and it still is, the basis for all of our storytelling and all of our marketing communications. That is on the website, all of our advertising, social media, and everywhere else. What we did with Sunset at the Palms is recognize that it delivered an exceptional sensory experience. That is, the taste, the sense, the sounds, the sights, and the touches are all around a guest. And we built an experiential brand position around those senses. So when we started on the website, we were really ahead of the game. The brand, as we approach it, is the basis and the starting point for all of those stories that you want to tell. It makes it so much easier. It tells you what you want to be talking about, and it'll tickle all sorts of ideas to you. Is this working? I can tell you for a fact that according to the built-in metrics that we have, since the site went live in December of 2015, the average time spent by visitors from North America, which is by far our largest target market, has been about 10.5 minutes. Now, Leonardo tells me that according to the Adobe Digital Index this March, the average time spent on a travel website, including OTAs, is just a shade under 6 minutes. TravelClick research shows that the average time is about 2 3/4 minutes on hospitality sites. So we're beating the average in both cases. And that tells us that the stories we've developed and are telling travel shoppers are compelling enough to make them want to go further down our purchase path. So we're pretty excited about that. And I really think that if you take a storytelling approach to your site with a for real, and I mean genuine for real brand promise, it will let you drive more people to your website. It will let you keep them there longer. It will let you deliver a clear brand message, and it can result in more business to you. And those people will have come to your site for the right reasons and not just price. And I don't think any of us wants to compete on price. Here's the answer to what can you do right now to start developing your own story and the basis for your website content. Number one, start with a clear brand. It's, as I said before, it's the easiest way to know where to start. And storytelling is just a terrific way to deliver your brand. Just as an aside here, I want you to know exactly what I talk about when I say a brand. And it's not your logo, it's not your corporate colors, it's not your identity guidelines, that's branding. Your brand is a reason to do business with you. It's the story of the experience people will get at your property and what's unique about it. So you need to make sure that your brand is based on reality, just as Layla was saying, and not aspirations. Also, tell an experiential story on your site. Don't just describe the features. Advertising 101, as long as I've been in it, is benefits, not features. For example, you're not selling, again, in the resort reference, you're not selling a beautiful white sand beach. You're selling the emotional reward of an afternoon on a white sand beach while you feel the island breeze and hear the gentle waves lap the shore. The SEO has changed. It's not just packing it with keywords, but a lot of people still do it, unfortunately. I think you should resist the temptation to go overboard on adjectives in an attempt to gas up SEO results. I think you still see that out there. Your first responsibility is to your reader, not to a computer algorithm. You're writing for people, not robots. Number 4, make your website experience look, feel, and sound as close to the actual guest experience at your property as possible. Whether it's a vacation site, leisure transit, business transit, or meetings, make your site show that. I want you to remember that nobody goes to a particular hotel or a resort because of the rooms, the food, the beach, the spa, or the deck chairs. They go because of how those things make them feel, or the emotional benefit they get, whether it's business or vacation. They go because of the experience they get at those hotels or those resorts, so tell your stories about those experiences.
I hope you enjoyed this recap. Want to learn more about how to drive purchase intent, website conversions, and SEO through effective storytelling? Watch the full webinar event on demand.